Out in the woods today on a little adventure, climbing up a ridge line. Gonna be heading up this fire road for a little ways, and then I gotta just kind of scramble on the ridge line for a bit. Allegedly there's some caves up here, so want to check that out. I know there's some cool like rocks and cliffs and shit like that, so should be interesting. We finally got some decent snow last night and this morning, so that'll be fun. So I'm wearing snowshoes right now, and yeah, just gonna be exploring. Like I said in my reintroduction video recently, I want to do more kind of day adventure videos. This is what I end up doing a lot actually out in the woods, but I just haven't filmed it. And you know, hopefully you guys enjoy this kind of content, coming along with me when I'm just exploring and stuff like that. The little birds are in abundance today up here. Can't tell if they're pissed about the snow or if they're as happy for it as I am. Or maybe they're just pissed that I'm up here interrupting their day. I want to discuss, while we're hanging out and chatting, the skis versus snowshoe debate and kind of my thoughts on that. I think there's advantages to skis. They're definitely more efficient in some areas. Certainly save you some energy. Snowshoes can get laborious because you don't get that gliding motion going. And you can't really like slide downhill on snowshoes and save some of that energy. However, skis definitely have a steep learning curve. And I say this as someone who's terrible on fucking skis and needs to get better. Snowshoes can be kind of given to any normal recruit in a military, and they're going to be able to strap them on and essentially walk relatively normally. There are some small things that you have to know about using snowshoes, but it's really just have a slightly wider stance, take bigger steps when you're turning, things like that. None of it's really like too far from just normal walking. It's just slow. So I think for the US military, snowshoes are definitely the way to go, because the majority of the US population doesn't live and breathe snow and skis. I think for, say, the Scandinavian countries, definitely skis can make more sense in a lot of situations. You know, those people are growing up from young ages using skis, and hey man, good for them. This shit's hard. I have a lot of respect for people who are really good on skis, because I am so fucking terrible on them, admittedly. But anyway, that's my thoughts on skis versus snowshoes. Looks like I'm hitting the top of this ridge line pretty soon. Gonna actually come and take a pause over here. See what there is to see. Would like to point out that if you have to set your rifle down and you're in a snowy environment, leaning it up against something like a tree is definitely preferable to just laying it down in the snow and getting snow up all in your shit. So my route today, I've been climbing up this fire road, up this mountain, gonna hit this ridge top, then I'm actually gonna follow it down to this rock outcrop that I would assume is where these caves are that I've heard people talk about. I could have parked further down and just come straight up the mountainside up to those rocks and approached it from below, but with the terrain today, I didn't think that that was going to be advisable, just climbing straight up the side of a canyon with this much snow. I would like to add though that sometimes, you know, in military planning, you do want to take the harder route, even if it is going to suck, or it might take hours to even just go a mile or half a mile or something like that. If it's going to give you the element of surprise, then fine. It might be really difficult, but you know, that's what you train for. So it's give and take. This is why you do risk assessments for mission planning, things like that. What's your enemy's most likely course of action? What's their most dangerous course of action, etc. So it's all give and take. There's obvious benefits to getting out and doing stuff like this. Obviously there's the physical health benefits, getting out and exercising, climbing up a mountain. It's a good workout. And there's obviously tangible benefits to knowing your area, knowing places that you can go, and you know, you could come up here and ski and stuff like that if you're willing to walk in. It's actually a really nice area up on this ridgeline. But it's also just good for you mentally, you know what I mean? Just I don't know, to me at least, it's calming. So it's nice to get out and do this shit and just relax. All right, well, it's coming down here and I'm taking shelter under this wonderful tree. I'm actually gonna pop off my snowshoes. The snow on the ridgeline isn't like super deep, and the terrain's starting to get pretty steep in some places, and I don't want to go sliding down a fucking mountain. I'm wearing snowshoes and they do have teeth on them, but they can still slide easier than just boots with like a traction device on them, like micro spikes or something. So that's what I'm going to swap into, pull my snowshoes off, put them in my pack, pull my micro spikes out, just because the terrain's getting a little more difficult. All right, throw that up there. Oh boy. This is the kind of fun you get to have when you come out in the woods like this. Yes, I'm sitting down on the wet ground. I have overwhites on, which are at least somewhat waterproof, so I'm not worried about soaking my clothes through and getting cold because of that. But sometimes I do carry out a like a butt pad, kind of like you see the Ukrainians doing over there in the winter time to keep the snow and mud off. Didn't really think I was going to need that today, and haven't so far. All right. All right, we continue. Hey, I found it. There's a cave there. I mean, it's like the size of my head, but there is technically a cave. Alright, more storm rolling in right now. I'm gonna start heading back just because I don't think I'm gonna find any of these caves anytime soon. I got a late start today because of because of this storm dumping a tree branch on my house in the middle of the night and then having to clear that out in the morning. Fortunately, it was a big branch, but it barely hit my house, so didn't do any damage, but I got a later start. So kind of figured this would happen, but this has still been an awesome time out in the woods. And yeah, I'll start heading back. Once I get to more open, even terrain, I'll throw my snowshoes back on and then make my way back to my truck. All right, heading back. It actually does look like it's going to clear out again after this cloud blows past, but I got to head back. You know, you only have so many hours in the day. You got other obligations. So, heading back. Good thing I brought these glasses because a lot of snow blown in my face. It was fun. I did find a little small cave. Don't really have time to explore it a whole bunch. Definitely plan on coming back to this area sometime and checking it out more though. I want to show you guys this. Look at this view. It's awesome. Up in the clouds a little. Sun's starting to break through again, but I'm sure I'll get hit by another storm here, another cloud in a few minutes. Yeah, it's been an interesting day though. I wanted to do just a really fast overview of my equipment that I was carrying and wearing today, just for some reference, maybe inspire you guys to get out and walk around in the woods and give you some ideas of different times of year, what to wear, different kinds of terrain, things like that. Yeah, so rifle, nothing fancy, just a typical BCM. Got a Streamlight light on there and a D-ball laser. I had the laser for a long time, the light's pretty new. Red dot, basic primary arms, micro dot. Have this thing for like 11 years now. It's been beat to shit and still works great. And a White Tree Armory sling. These are the best fucking slings. Yeah, I swear by them. So that's what I'm running for the rifle. Just have my old Battle Lab pack because fits the snowshoes well in it, honestly. And it's comfortable. Have a couple extra little warming items in there, thicker gloves in case it got really cold out here, and a warm hat and stuff like that. Obviously I'm wearing over white bottoms over my pants. I have an over white top in there just in case. On my feet I'm wearing my micro spikes right now because I don't have my snowshoes on because the terrain's really like steep side slope here. I'll throw my snowshoes back on a little later. And then I'm also wearing gaiters. And then for my rig, I got a Army surplus TAPS rig. Got all the mags across. I did like the bungee cord modification for the mag pouches. It's real cheap. You can get a kit for it. Couple of tourniquets, admin pouch on the front. Just have like a multi-tool, cleaning rag, some lube, spare batteries, and a little survival kit like a lighter, some fire starter stuff, 550 cord, all that kind of stuff, 100-mile-an-hour tape. And then in this main pouch over on the side, got a pair of decent binoculars. These are Nikon Pro Staffs, 8x42s. They work really well. They're very inexpensive actually. You can get them for like $100, maybe a little more now. These things are very clear and very nice for the money, I would say. Solid pair of binoculars is really nice to have. For my IFAK, got a fanny pack, running it under here. I like running a fanny pack IFAK a lot of the times because it's very modular. You can move it from gear to gear and you don't have to have an IFAK on every piece of equipment. You can also take it off if you need to. You can throw it to somebody if, say, you're behind two pieces of cover for some reason, you know. And then also if you're laying out in the prone, you can just push it around to your backside, so it's not like, you know, jamming into your crotch or something like that. I just think the fanny pack IFAK thing works really well. And then I have my football hand warmer also kind of around my waist like a fanny pack. Keeps your hands warm if you're static. And then it's also got a zippered pouch on the outside. Usually I like stick my phone in there or whatever, just so it doesn't get pushed out of my pocket if I'm like going up steep terrain and stuff like that. Sometimes I'm like lifting my legs so much that it actually works my phone out of my pocket. Just wearing a windbreaker layer over top because up on this ridgeline it gets windy from time to time. And then I've just got a Smartwool base layer under that. It's not that cold out here, despite maybe appearances of some of the earlier video clips where it started like really coming down snowing on me. The actual temperature is not that bad. It's maybe like 30 degrees out here, maybe a little lower, but it's not too bad, especially when the wind dies down. So the windbreaker helps with the wind, and then when the wind's not blowing, I don't have too many layers on, so I'm not overheating because I'm rocking up and down mountains. Out of the steep terrain, time for the snowshoes. We start the journey back down. It's been a good day. More storms coming over here behind me too. It's all gonna roll in. It's not gonna be sunny all the way back, but that's okay. That's part of the fun. Thanks for coming along with me, guys. Hopefully this was entertaining. My ones in the future will be a little more in-depth, be longer days, have a little more as a goal. This was just a nice excuse to get out today in the snow. Been out for about 3 hours by the time I get back to my truck here. But it's been interesting, and I hope you enjoyed coming along.